Hold up.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Foxy98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys here on my channel. Today we are back with round 10 of my F1 2016 Career Mode Season 3 with Red Bull Racing. So if you do enjoy today's video, drop a like on it, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And yeah, let's get into today's video. Now, we've got two things to quickly discuss during practice and qualifying, so let's get straight into it. The first things you can see on your screens right now, this is actually coming in real life. Kevin Magnussen has actually signed a new contract to go to Haas F1 for next season, so he's decided to leave Renault and go to Haas F1. This is a pretty big story indeed, a very big change. I honestly thought Kevin would stay at Renault for 2017, but he's decided to go to Haas. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you think that was the right move? Honestly, I don't think it was. I think it's a bit of a bold one, but we'll have to see how it goes in the future. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Kevin Magnussen to Haas, is that a good choice or is that a bad choice? Let me know about that one. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about today is, of course, what I asked in the previous video in terms of what you guys want me to do in terms of feedback, basically, on my F1 videos regarding aggressive driving and other stuff. So I'm just going to go through a few comments that were sent. I'm not going to show them on your screens, but I am just going to go through some of them so you guys can basically have a look at it. This one comes in from Antomia, and he says, yep, sorry if I butcher the names, by the way. He says, yep, I agree, you are aggressive. I think it'd be harder if you didn't just dive bomb all the time and try to stay close to some people. Just drive more fair. So that's the comment coming in from him. What else? We had a lot more comments than just this one. Let's just have a quick little wander. I'm literally scrolling through my things. Here we go. We got one from Olasaki Eriksson. Again, if I butcher names, I do apologize. He says, amazing video. Personally, you should be more cautious when taking the corners. Also, you should try out Motorsport Manager. Andre McLeish says, try your best not to corner cut. Basically, a lot of people were going on the versions of that my corners are a bit disgusting, basically. And that people do like the way that I drive. However, it seems like people are unhappy in the way that I attack people in terms of like my dive bombs and stuff like that, which is completely fair. So we will be definitely looking to try and get some better things as we go into qualifying now. In fact, here we go, we've got some more here. It says, you are an aggressive driver, but it is actually good and fun. That comes in from Spec Soldier. We've also got from Camille Khan, who says, I like the aggression. And basically, we got one here from Jesse. And it says that, you know, you're a very fast driver, especially on a controller. However, you just need to tone it down in the aggression against the AIs. So overall then, what I can take from that is you guys seem to enjoy that I am an aggressive driver. However, you do seem to feel like my driving is actually a bit too aggressive against the AIs. So I just need to tone it down a bit like Max Verstappen does. So in real life. So we'll definitely be toning down the aggression. And also people are telling me to put the corner cut rules on strict. I can tell you 100% they are on strict. That's how stupid the corner cut system is in this game. My corner cut systems are on strict. And they are not on regular or on not at all. They are strict. And it is still not giving me warnings, which is why I'm accidentally corner cutting, because they're on strict. But it's just not doing anything for me. So it's really annoying. But anyway, into all this qualifying, we actually got pole position for this British Grand Prix, which is my home Grand Prix. But we did qualify on the medium compound tyres, and we're going to be going on a different strategy for the race here in Silverstone. But thank you ever so much for your feedback as well, guys. And yeah, let me also know about what you think about the Kevin Magnussen transfer. I think it's a really interesting one. But look at the driver rivalry. We're actually in front of Lewis Hamilton now, which is very good for us in the driving position. We're still in the purple. But we're going to listen to the session goals from Emma, and she's going to want us to get, I think it was like second and above or something like that. Beat Hamilton and beat Ricciardo. But that's it, guys. Let's get into the race then. Let's just do it. Let's get into the race for the British Grand Prix.
The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. And how joyous indeed it is to be back at Silverstone once more for the British Grand Prix. The queues to get in this morning extended miles back down the A43, such is the enthusiasm for Formula One in this country. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of the Silverstone circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey, along with two DRS zones on the Wellington and Hangar Straights respectively. but the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. With me today is a man who's no stranger to the thrills of Silverstone. He's a past winner here in sports cars, of course. It's our good friend Anthony Davidson. You seem particularly excited for this one, Ant. Is there something you want to tell me?
Oh, just looking forward to it, Crofty. It's always a very special atmosphere, and also I started karting in the late 1980s, and I was here for that epic race in 1986 with Mansell and Piquet fighting each other right here at my home Grand Prix. So coming back to Silverstone always means a lot. And looking at the crowd today, it's clear that none of that spirit has been lost. And also, we just have such a fantastic field this year. Some very close competition and conditions that should make for some great racing. I can't wait.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Red Bull in pole position then, and P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Rosberg, Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel and Massa, Raikkonen, Bottas, Perez and Nico Hülkenberg, Gutierrez, Button, Carlos Sainz and Alonso, Grosjean, Kvyat, Pascal Wehrlein and Rio Haryanto, Magnussen and Palmer, Felipe Nasser and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right then guys, as you can see, we are on the grid now for the British Grand Prix, and we're going to be going on an alternate strategy to what we should be doing. We're actually going to be starting the race on medium compound tyres, like I said, just briefly at the end of qualifying, and then we're going to be going on to the faster soft tyres for the end of the race. So a pretty interesting strategy, a conscious strategy. I kind of wanted to do what the same as Daniel Ricciardo was doing in the Red Bull, my teammate, and he's gone for that as well. So let's see how we can get on here. But as you can see, we are on the grid now. We have got 5 red lights here in Silverstone. And it is lights out, and away we go for this British Grand Prix. It's a good start from us, actually. It's Daniel Ricciardo that gets bogged down there as we make the charge now down to out towards Abbey here. Can we get this one sorted? We can, and we're up into the lead. But we've got yellow flags, and there's already been masses of contact down into turn 1. It's only me and Nico Rosberg that have got away from the contact cleanly, and that's caused a safety car straight away here at the end of the start of the race. No chance we're going to be able to continue this race without a safety car, and that has absolutely ruined my entire race and strategy. But let's get into a replay of the start before we start complaining about strategies and stuff. So I got a very clean start. So going through Abbey, I had it nice and cool. It was actually contact between Ricciardo and Rosberg, which led to the safety car being called out. So pretty interesting stuff there. So let's have a look on board with Daniel Ricciardo. So as you can see, into turn 1 he goes. He actually makes contact with Nico Rosberg, and that causes Sebastian Vettel, I believe it was, in the Ferrari to go charging through and smashing into Daniel Ricciardo, and all bad for him. So looking on board here with Vettel himself, you can see that as we start making the charge now down towards Abbey into turn 1, you can see as he brakes nice and hard, Rosberg and Ricciardo, there's the contact made, and then all of a sudden Vettel just slams into the back of him. And how on earth has Ricciardo not retired from the race and has managed to get away from that cleanly? And how has Vettel only lost an M plate there? But anyway, now I'm going to talk about why my strategy is ruined, because if I was on now, everyone that started on the yellow marked soft tyres will be pitting at the end of lap 4, and now it's coming up to the end of lap 4, and there's a lot of drivers that have come into the pits, and I'm going to stick to these medium tyres. However, now I've realised I've got to build a pit stops advantage, and I can't do the aggressive strategy that I had. Or I can, but I can try it. So my strategy is out of the window now. I'm literally improvising here as we're going to get to green flags for this British Grand Prix. It's all literally just gone crazy right now. I'm literally leading this Grand Prix ahead of Esteban Gutierrez in the Haas, who of course who in real life of course has been replaced now by Kevin Magnussen. So no seats for Gutierrez in the Haas F1 team next season. But anyway, back onto real forms. We're literally leading this Grand Prix, and we're just going to have to take this in pure improvisation now. I do not know what's the best strategy to win this Grand Prix anymore, because I now need to try and build a pit stops advantage over the rest of the field in order for me to make my strategy work. And quite frankly, I don't have a strategy that's going to work for me right now. So we're just going to have to keep on going on, which you can see coming down into this difficult section here, and you can see how close Gutierrez is actually to the back of my car. So weirdly, at the restart, these medium compound tyres didn't spark to life as much as I would have expected them to, and it's Esteban Gutierrez actually in the Haas, and the other drivers behind on their soft tyres that have managed to make these go into life. So as we come into Copse Corner here, we miss our braking zone and we go very, very wide on the exit of Copse Corner, losing a lot of time there, and Gutierrez now right behind us. So all the little time that we did gain on Gutierrez has been lost thanks to my mistake going through Copse Corner and now going through Maggots and Beckett. You can see I actually go wide here on the exit, and now I'm having to really have to get myself sorted as we come down the hanger straight. Gutierrez right behind me here. He's actually going to pull out and have a go on us here. Esteban Gutierrez looking bold and brave. Jolyon Palmer coming out of nowhere, fancies a run here, get in front of his British crowd, and we get through Stowe Corner in front of Esteban Gutierrez and also Valtteri Bottas. And I do believe that everybody came into... No, they didn't come into the pits actually here at the end of lap 5. So all is a bit chaotic right now, but everyone that came into the pits under the safety car has come into the pits again. So this is why my strategy was just completely blown out the window. I didn't really know what I was doing right now. So on to lap 7 of the Grand Prix, and I've got a very, very big advantage over the rest of the field. Now it's time for me to come into my pits for the pit stop, and I'm going to be sticking to the strategy that I had at the start of the race, because everybody that came in for a pit stop under the safety car could have theoretically gone to the end of the race, but what they actually did is they went onto another set of soft tyres and then made a second pit stop to go onto a set of the medium compound tyres and then take those to the end of the race. So they were going a little bit more racy. So when I saw that they all came in for their second pit stops, I was like, do you know what, perfect. I'll stay in front, I'll stay out, and I'll do my stint, because they've all come in for a pit stop and I already had a gap on them. So really, I've got a pit stop's advantage over everyone, and I thought that was okay. However, coming out of the pit, you can see there's all the drivers there, so I managed to stay in front of them. But my biggest problem is actually Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, because I didn't realise that Hamilton came in as soon as the safety car came in and put on a set of mediums. So now I've got to hunt down Lewis Hamilton to try and win this Grand Prix, because Hamilton's going to the end, I'm going to the end. However, I am on the soft tyres, whereas Hamilton's on the medium compound tyres, so surely it's going to be a one-way destination for us, and that is up. Moving on to lap 9 of the Grand Prix, and you can already see the gap between myself and Lewis Hamilton is getting a lot smaller, and the gap between me and third place man Felipe Massa is getting a lot bigger, and you can see that we set the fastest lap of the race, and our hunt on Lewis Hamilton is really going now. However, all the way onto the final lap of the Grand Prix, I actually took way too much out of the soft tyres, and Hamilton was just able to cruise it, to be honest. He literally did the job perfectly, and unfortunately, kind of going to be it for the rest of the race. Hamilton comes through and he's going to win this British Grand Prix in front of the British crowd, but it is going to be a British 1-2 with Lewis Hamilton, the British driver, winning this race, and myself as a British driver coming in second place. So yeah, that was not a very action-packed Grand Prix, should we say. There was a lot of chaos down into turn 1, of course, which led to the safety car coming out, but it was actually the safety car that ruined the whole Grand Prix in terms of its action, because of course, if the safety car never came out and everyone managed to get through Abbey fine, that would have left the Mercedes on the soft tyres really hunting and pressurising me and Ricciardo at the start of the stint, and that would have brought a lot of action, some real battles between me and the Mercedes. And then when we would have come into the pits, I would have been on the soft tyres, and then I may have been able to have hunted down Hamilton and Rosberg, and then we would have had a contra side, so we would have been chasing down the Mercedes. But even though we went onto the soft tyres, we still weren't quite as fast as the Mercedes today, so definitely it seemed like the medium and the hard tyres were actually better than the soft tyres overall. So a really strange race. In contrary, as soon as the safety car came out, I actually should have swapped out my medium compound tyres straight away at lap 1 and gone into the pits and gone to the hard tyres and taken those to the end of the race, because Hamilton would have had a pit stop less gap to myself, and we probably could have won the race there. But it's all hindsight, so unfortunately we're not going to be coming home with the win today. We are going to be taking second place, which is actually for the first time this season we'll be taking a second place. We got second place in a race this season. In terms of the championship, it has been cut down now to 40 points over Lewis Hamilton, so we've still got a very comfortable lead going into Germany and Hungary, which are again two of my weakest circuits really in terms of just pace against the AI. I've always had a lot less pace against them in those two tracks. But in the constructor standings, Red Bull are still in front of Mercedes by quite a bit, so we're okay on that front. In terms of the resource points, you can see we're up to 807 resource points, and in the driver rivalry of Lewis Hamilton, we actually stay in front by only a point, so very close between me and Hamilton. Looking at the driver position, we stay in the purple and we don't care about the career score, but we do make a downforce upgrade for the German Grand Prix to help us out, and then we're going to be hoping to try and get some more engine and drag upgrades for the future races of Spa and Monza, which are coming up after Germany and Hungary. So that is it, guys, for the British Grand Prix. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for another video very soon. Take care. Peace.